is up, guys? Cali Senko here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about some post-spawn, early summertime baits that get the job done and get those fish in the boat. So, for early spring, post-spawnish time, when the water's warming up a lot more and it's just getting hotter outside in general, I start like those really bright sunny days in the middle of the day. I like to throw punch bait, which is a punch hook to like tungsten weight to a peg, which I use like an ounce to ounce and a half tungsten weight to get through those mats. Or you could flip it as well too. But those seem to produce a lot of fish because they're in that cover, getting away from the sun as much as possible. But they're underneath those mats, they're underneath those brush piles. Another bait I like to throw early summer, post-spawn, through the spawn, is also a chatterbait. I like to stick with a white chatterbait in the summertime, and then like post-spawnish, I like to throw a bluegill colored chatterbait because I feel like it just mimics that bluegill spawn area where like it's kind of past the bass spawn, but there's still bluegills up shallow. And those bass, I feel like they're just picking them off. So I feel like that bluegill color really brings out like what the fish are eating, and that's why they come up and eat that bait so hard. And then for the white in the summertime, I live near the California Delta, so that's what I fish most often. And the white mimics like the shad that are always in the Delta, that are boiling up, gets those fish all riled up to come eat. And that white just does the trick for those fish. So that's why I throw white chatterbaits and bluegill chatterbaits during those times. So the third bait we're going to talk about is a topwater frog. Through that post-spawn to early summertime, that water's warming up. They're going to be up shallow looking for something to eat, and that topwater frog just gets the job done. You can throw it anywhere, weedless, but it does a really great job. That topwater frog just does a perfect action on top of that water to get those fish to eat. It could mimic a shad depending on what color you throw. It can mimic really anything, but you just walk it across the top of the water or the top of a mat, and those fish come through and blow straight through it and will literally destroy that bait. But that's a bait that I really like to throw because the bites are just plain out cool. Who doesn't like a giant fish just jumping straight out of the water for your bait? But yeah, topwater frogs or any topwater bait really that mimics bait fish or whatever your fish are eating in the body of water that you live. That's a really good way to catch fish when the water starts to warm up a lot. And then the third bait that I like to throw is a glide bait, which I throw the river to sea. I throw the river to sea glide bait. I can't remember what size it is, but it's around the 6-inch one. I like to throw this around like either 4-foot flats by tules where I live, because I feel like the fish can just come out of those tules and smash that bait. It attracts a lot of big fish as well. So if you're in an area where you don't know if there's fish, cast a big glide bait, really steady retrieve it back so it gets that nice glide, and you'll see followers on that bait if there's fish in that area. I mean, I've reeled up so many glide baits and there's just like a 5 to 6 pound bass right behind it, or even just 2-pounders that are right behind it as well. But you'll know, just keep throwing that bait along those nice weed lines or against tules or against whatever bank you're throwing at. You'll finally get in that right area where you just feel that tick and you just laying them, and it's fun fish to catch too, because it's more just keep casting, and it's not as slow as a swim bait where you're just kind of like creeping it on the bottom. It's where you're kind of just steadily moving it and then twitching it. It's kind of like the jerks in it are kind of like a jerk bait twitch, and then because you can turn that bait, if you see a follower behind it, you can turn that bait straight around, and it can just get that reaction bite on them. They'll just take the whole thing. Another great way to catch these fish is a Senko. Senko is just plain out work. So they go from 3-inch to 7-inch. They catch fish. I mean, in the summertime, I've caught so many fish off of Senkos, like 5-inch to 6-inch. I've even caught a lot of fish on 7-inch Senkos, and sometimes the fish are they're small, and they're just eating this giant bait. But Senkos color I like to throw is more of a natural color, so it's watermelon, red, and black flake. That's a color that I really like throwing to a 5 or 6 inch, depending on what the, like if it's not, if it's kind of like slower, I'll throw a 5. If it's picking up, I'll throw a 6, maybe to get that bigger bite. A Texas rig Senko or a wacky rig Senko. But that's a really great bait to throw right now as well. Another great bait to throw right now through the post-spawn and summertime transition-ish area is crankbaits. Crankbaits, you can cover a lot of water, which is a good thing. So you can fish a lot more area. Cast that against weed lines. Just crank it in. I throw square bills, which dive like 2 to 4 feet, depending on how fast you reel it in. Because the delta in the spots that we are fishing isn't really that deep, because it's just the weeds sit there. You can go up against weed lines, throw that thing, goes down 3 to 4 feet, gets down next to that weed line. Those fish just come out and smack it. But those are some things that I really like to throw. I'll throw it on rock banks as well, and tule points with crankbaits. And the colors that I like throwing on the delta, I throw red colored crankbaits, which work from now until November. Like, red crankbaits get the job done. To get big, they get big bites. My dad caught a 10-3 on a red crankbait. I've caught so many 3 to 4 pounders on crankbaits, and my dad has as well. And also lipless crankbaits, but we throw square bills and lipless. Colors I like to throw are red, it's like crawdad color, and then shad color as well. Wherever you're fishing at, try to find that what they're eating and try to match that. It's probably your best bet to get more bites on the water. Hopefully this video helped you guys kind of figure out what you could throw during these times when the days are getting a little bit hotter and the water's getting hotter as well. But hopefully this helped you guys to kind of figure out what to throw during this time. Also, other things could work as well that I could be missing out, but those are kind of my top general baits that I'll be throwing during this time of the year. So hopefully this helped you. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And please like this video. And go check out some of my other videos as well, like my tournament videos and just fun fishing videos. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.